morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us this morning here at City Hall as we acknowledge organizations and individuals who make a positive difference in people's lives and in the community. So today I have Councilman at Large Mike Pusley joining me in reading the proclamations. Our first proclamation honors women's equality for their extraordinary contributions and accomplishments. So now we will read the proclamation.
Thank you, Mayor. Good morning, everyone. Hi, welcome. I'm slightly dyslexic, so please excuse any of the misstatements here. Whereas Carrie Chapman Catt founded the League of Women Voters, a nonpartisan organization, 103 years ago in 1920, just before I was born, during the convention of the National American Women's Suffrage Association. The convention was held just 6 months before the 19th Amendment to the United States Constitution, which certified giving American women the right to vote after a centuries-long struggle. In 1945, the League of Women Voters of Corpus Christi area was formed by Dorothy Green, serving as its first president. And whereas from the beginning of the League of Women Voters has been an activist grassroots organization whose leaders believe that citizens should actively participate in governance, advocacy, and voting. And whereas the goals of the League of Women Voters are to empower citizens to shape better communities worldwide, show respect for individuals and the value of diversity, and empower others to understand what makes democracy work. And whereas the League of Women Voters acts with trust, integrity, and professionalism, and operates in an open and effective manner to educate the public through voters' guides, candidate forums, takes the initiative to engage voters and defend democracy, and acknowledges the League's heritage at every opportunity. And whereas for 78 years, the League of Women Voters in Corpus Christi area has built citizen participation in democratic processes by engaging communities, promoting positive solutions to public policy issues through education, advocacy, and studying community and state issues.
Now, therefore, pursuant to the powers vested in me as the mayor of the city of Corpus Christi, I do hereby proclaim August the 26th of 2023 Women's Equality Day in Corpus Christi, Texas, and call upon citizens to observe this anniversary with appropriate programs, ceremonies, and activities that honor women's history with their extraordinary contributions and accomplishments.
Thank you, Mayor Wardo and Councilman, and to those who are behind me, all the councilmen, all of those of you who are present, we really appreciate this honor. We, as women of the League, want to continue to press on and do the good work that those people or those women did years and years ago to help get us the right to vote. And I might add that even when women were allowed to vote, only white women were allowed to vote. We women of color were not. And so down through the years, we have worked hard to get everyone the ability to walk in that booth and cast their vote for whom they want to represent them. And so we, as a League of Women Voters of Corpus Christi, work hard to advocate, to educate, and to speak up on public policy. And so with this proclamation, we really appreciate you, Mayor. You have always supported us, and we appreciate all those of you who are here to see this proclamation and those who are out there in cyber. We thank you all for this honor and this privilege of standing before you receiving this proclamation. And I might add that we were here a couple of weeks ago when the eye of the storm came over us, and so that is why we are here today. Today's date and the date on this are two different dates because we had to leave the building because of the water. Thank you so much.
right, yeah, right in the middle. So right there. Okay, our next commendation honors our Teacher of the Month. Kelly Hinojosa has been a dedicated educator at W.B. Ray High School for over 20 years. Kelly, raise your hand so we know who Kelly is. So Mrs. Kelly Hinojosa is a dedicated teacher at W.B. Ray High School, home of the Texans. And as a Texan, Mrs. Hinojosa exemplifies the fine qualities and characteristics that support and inspire our upcoming young adults to be the best versions of themselves. Mrs. Hinojosa takes education to another level in building relationships with her students in order to better serve and guide them in an unpredictable world to be the leaders of tomorrow. As the mathematics department chair and educator of 20 years, Mrs. Hinojosa pushes herself to maintain continuity and continual learning paths for her and her colleagues. Mrs. Hinojosa extends her time outside of her work duties to create opportunities for students to shine. Just recently, she supported her students' interest in skateboarding and created a first-of-its-kind skateboarding club at Ray High School. That's awesome. The Ray Skateboarding Club is supporting students' interests, but most importantly, it is giving a voice and feeling of support to our students through a different outlet. Mrs. Kelly Hinojosa is not only an excellent educator in person, but a leader in Corpus Christi. W.B. Ray High School and CCISD are incredibly blessed to have you, Mrs. Hinojosa. On behalf of the city of Corpus Christi, thank you for your dedication to our youth.
Good morning, and thank you all very, very much for this honor. I know that we talk a lot about it's difficult to be a teacher right now. It is difficult to be a teacher right now, but it's also an amazing time to be in education. We have technology, and we have all kinds of things besides just our content to teach. So yay teachers, yay education. Some of the best generation of children that we've seen so far are coming through right now. So thank you very, very much. I appreciate this honor.
Absolutely. The skateboard, right, and we appreciate it because of what this means for our kids. It's about education, but it's about the guidance you're providing, especially, for example, your skateboard club. That's amazing. Thank you for that. We present you with the commendation and a $50 gift card to, I think it's Amazon. Yes. But it's something because I know what you guys go through.
No,
And this too.
no, absolutely. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Yes.
Doing it, Mayor, doing it.
That's unacceptable. That's unacceptable. Okay, next. I know. Okay. Yeah, we did. Our next proclamation brings awareness to student absenteeism in our schools and the importance of daily attendance. And we will read the proclamation. We have a wonderful group of CCISD educators and staff, right? I'm not sure who we are, but it's wonderful. And I've been on this at this event before, and I think it's absolutely wonderful. Literally witnessed, talking to students, pulling them out and saying, where are you? What's going on? How can we help you? So with that, I'll hand it over to Councilman Pusley.
No pressure at all. I've got to read this in front of all these school teachers. Well, thank you all very much for being here this morning. My oldest daughter is a school teacher, as many of you, I think, know Candy. She taught for several years in the CCISD school district and is now in Robstown at the middle school there. So thank you, and we appreciate everything that you do. So here's the City of Corpus Christi proclamation. Whereas the nation is experiencing a school absenteeism crisis brought on by the COVID-19 pandemic and other challenges that have eroded positive conditions for learning at school, including physical and emotional health and safety. And whereas reducing chronic absence requires taking a comprehensive trauma-informed approach that starts with prevention and early intervention, including developing routines and trusting relationships that create a sense of belonging rather than responding with punitive action, which research finds is not particularly effective. It never was effective on me, but as my parents would have attested to. Whereas improving attendance and engagement takes schools, families, elected leaders, and other community partners working together to rebuild regular and trusting communities and to identify and address barriers to being in school, and whereas taking attendance daily is a caring, consistent manner is essential to identifying when students begin to consistently miss school and for engaging students and families as early as possible with needed support and resources. And now the mayor's part.
And now, therefore, pursuant to the powers vested in me as the mayor of the city of Corpus Christi, I do hereby proclaim September of 2023 Attendance Awareness Month in Corpus Christi, Texas, and encourage all citizens to commit their focus on reducing absenteeism and addressing the factors that cause students to miss school, ensuring all students the opportunity to learn, grow, and thrive academically, emotionally, and socially. Thank you all so much.
I just want to thank everybody for being here, especially our team, our CCISD team. We got a lot of supporters. We thank, our citizens, and we will actually be out in the streets this Saturday for Operation Keys to bring those kids back, find out what's going on, what resources our district can help our students be in school every day. So thank everybody, and for also helping me with this event. Thank you.
Mike was confused this morning. He thought we were
Yeah, he called me and I was like, it's not my time. I said, we were off last week. I was like, no, we weren't. We weren't.
Okay, our next commendation recognize, this is a very special one. We rarely have, I don't think we've ever had this happen here. It recognizes one of our very own Corpus Christi firefighters, Johnny Ray Staubs, and his grandson, Maverick Flores, for their heroic life-saving efforts. And then we'll get to this pretty young lady here in just a second. You'll hear what took place and why we are here today commending what took place. So as the mayor of the city of Corpus Christi, I want to recognize local firefighter and union president Johnny Ray Staubs and his grandson Maverick Flores, who heroically came to the rescue of their neighbor Sylvia Martinez Pacheco, who is to his right. This past June, Sylvia unexpectedly found herself pinned between two cars, being crushed and rapidly losing consciousness. Luckily, Johnny Ray and Maverick were outside and heard the sounds of distress. They immediately rushed to assist. Young Maverick called out for his father, Jonathan Flores, to help, and within a minute, they were able to get Sylvia dislodged until an ambulance arrived. Do you remember that, Maverick? Yeah? Had it not been for the quick assistance of both Johnny Ray and Maverick, Sylvia would have lost her life that day. The quick reflexes of young Maverick made all the difference in their rescue efforts. So on behalf of the city of Corpus Christi, we commend Johnny Staubs, but we commend Maverick Flores even more, because that's right. Maverick, we want to thank you for saving Miss Sylvia's life, because what you did was what a hero does. So that makes you a hero. You know that? Yeah. And thank your grandpa, too, because he taught you that. He's a firefighter, right? Who else could teach you something like that? I don't know. I know. He's like, I don't know. Let me think about it. So we thank you, and in recognition and honor for your courageous efforts, Johnny Ray, of course, for yours, leading by example. Congratulations, Sylvia. God bless you. Right? Would you like to say some words?
Sure. I will be eternally grateful and indebted to Johnny Ray and the Flores family. By God's grace and divine intervention, they were there at the right time. Everything fell into place. It was late in the evening. They had just come outside, and I don't think usually my neighborhood's very quiet, and it was just within 2 minutes, I think I lost consciousness. I'll let Johnny talk about that. I was able to call out for help twice, and then I called out for my mother. I recently lost her, so I think I had a lot of angels on earth and in heaven watching over me, and I'm here for my daughter and my grandkids and my good friends, Rosie Colleen and Dr. Hilda, Paulette, everybody, thank you so much. I'll pass it to Johnny now, so he can tell you what Maverick did.
You want to tell him or you want me to tell him? Me? Okay. Sylvia, thank you. I think that I thought all night what I might potentially say up here, but I think you're right, Sylvia. I think God had a plan for us that day. Maverick wanted to go outside. I think it was God talking through Maverick is why we were outside. We were there extremely fast. And we got to meet you. You're a beautiful person. You're very charitable, very benevolent. The way you've treated Maverick is phenomenal. It really is. What can I say about this guy? I love him. We're a team, right? And I've had a lot of good teams, but you're my number one, bro. All right? I love you. You say thank you? Say thank you.
Can't you?
You're okay.
All right. right here. Let me get in between here.
Oh, there it is. Well, that's okay.